everybody. Welcome welcome back to Talks with Micah, the podcast. I'm your host, Micah. Today is episode 2, which is a Q&A. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Excuse me. Question 1 is, how successful do I want this podcast to be? And to that, I say pretty successful. Like, long as one person's listening, that's all I can ask for. And as soon as one person's listening, a bunch will soon follow. So I say pretty successful. Question 2 is, will there be any special guests interview episodes for friends to join and interact on? And yes, because I think it'll be fun to have friends to join me on episodes. You never know. I might learn something new. They might learn something new. We might laugh together or, get a little debatable. But it'll be like a fun debate. Like not like an argument, but just like a fun debate. But yes, there will be other people joining me on episodes. You never know. You might be just be laughing the whole episode. Moving on. Question 3 is, what kind of subjects will I be open to for discussion? And my top one is politics. That's one of my top subjects is politics. And like I said before, it's very touchy. It's like you're debating. It's like war, but you're not using weapons, you're using your mouth instead. And you might be wondering why politics. Because, the world is just going to crap at this point, so why not? Why not, open people's eyes to reality? So, just open people's eyes to reality, basically. That's kind of the main reason why I want to touch on politics. Just enforce reality. Like, hey, the world's not sunny rainbows. It's pretty messed up. It's not really sunshine. It's not, I don't know, rainbow cakes or whatever kids are into nowadays. It's not that. Or this is not fantasy land, basically. So I think that's one of my top subjects. Another subject I want to touch on is gaming. Definitely gaming. Because there are a lot of games that's coming out that I want to talk about. The games I'm currently playing right now, they're pretty popular, like Persona 5 Royal, It Takes Two, excuse me, Naruto. Oh yeah, this is off topic. Well, it's kind of on topic, but I heard there's a new Naruto game out. I haven't really played it or know anything about it. But I did see um like the cover art, game art for it, and a little bit of gameplay. I didn't watch a full video on it because I eventually want to get that game and play it myself. But that is one game I want to play, which I think is called Naruto Storm Connections, I believe it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, there's are many games I want to play, other games I want to play. Right now, the two games I'm currently playing is Persona 5 Royal and Cyberpunk 2077. I think those two right now are my current favorites because one one game is like, because Persona 5, I have to Persona 5, I have to think about what I'm doing and to pick out the right choices. Whereas Cyberpunk is it's Cyberpunk, one wrong word or wrong move will get you killed instantly. So I like games that can force me to think. Another subject is anime. Just anime. There's no animes that I'm currently watching. I did finish You're a Lie in April, and I cried at the end. I'm not gonna say any spoilers, but at the end, I cried. I was like, I just cried. It's a sad anime. Also, it's like, I'll just tell you this: like in the beginning, it's all fun and cool, but at the end of it, it's just sad. But yeah, I think those are like the three major subjects I wish to touch on. So that would be politics, gaming, and anime, and much more to come. But that's all I can think of right now. Moving on. Question four is, what is my favorite high school memory? Oh my god. Phew. Well, there's two of them. The first one is me graduating, because I didn't really think I was going to graduate. Senior year was just the toughest year. I was depressed. My grades were not that good. I had friends, but I wasn't in a healthy romantic relationship. And I just didn't have my family by my side by then. But let's see. It all started when my grades started to fall. I was just so depressed. And my teacher was like, hey, you need to bring these grades up or you're not going to graduate. My teacher said that. My guidance counselor said that. My my smart friend, the one that had the highest grades, was like, hey, she was like, hey, I want you to graduate. You're my friend. I want you to graduate. And I basically was like, oh, okay. I was just so depressed. And it got so bad to the point where they called my mom and told her, hey, Miss Watson's grades are falling. And if she doesn't bring this up, she's not going to graduate. So when I got home that day, my mom, she was like, hey, listen, you either graduate or get out. Basically saying it's either graduation or find a new place to live. And I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, she's serious. My mom had those big, like her eyes were bulging out of her head. And she's, it's funny to think about now, but she was just so serious. Graduate or get out of my house. And when she told me that, I guess you could say it was a wake up call. So when I went to school next day, I just tried my best. I just kept pushing and pushing. As soon my grades did rise, my grades started going up a little bit. I kept failing algebra though, but eventually I passed in algebra. And soon before you know it, I graduated. Graduation felt so good, but also a little saddening because that meant, hey guys, high school's done. We're not gonna see each other anymore every single day like we used to. Like we all got our own lives now. That's the sad part about graduation in high school. Like you're so used to seeing your friends every single day at school. It's like when you graduate, it's like, dang, I'm not gonna see you again, or I might see you again. But I think that's one of my core memories of high school. I'll insert pictures somewhere. Um, Another favorite memory is, and this is another core memory is sneaking into lunches. Oh my god! So in my high school, there are classes who had first lunch, classes who had second lunch, third lunch, so on and so on. I think if I remember correctly, I think one time I had first lunch, so we'd eat lunch first, and rest of the day we'll be in class. So and some of my friends were in my first lunch, but some of them weren't. So what I started doing is asking my teacher, like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? But in reality, I was going to other lunches. And soon caught on. They was like, "What are you doing here? I saw you in third lunch. What are you doing here?" I was like, "Oh, I was going to the bathroom." Because I think how the school was set up, the bathrooms are like right in front of or right next to the lunchroom. So I could easily go to the bathroom and sneak into lunch, and sneak into the lunch. And I would just sit there, talk to my friends, hang out with them for a little bit. Then afterwards, I would just go back to class. My teacher, she didn't think nothing of it until one time I stayed down there way too long, and she caught on, and she was like, "Miss Watson, what are you doing?" And I told her, I went to the bathroom. She was like, "You were there for longer than like 5 minutes." I was like, "Oh, a teacher called me." And she said, "What teacher?" And I didn't have an answer. And she basically said, "Miss Watson, if you this happens again, I'm gonna call your mom. Because this is ridiculous. You can't be doing that." Did I learn my lesson? No, I did not. So after all my other friends started doing it, but then that's when they started having security stand at the bathrooms and stand at the entrance of the lunchroom, and the security will stop you and ask, "Are you going to the bathroom? Are you going back to lunch? Or you're going back to class? Because if this is not your lunch, go back to class." Excuse me. Yeah, and I think those are my two core memories of high school. I miss those days. And last and not least, lastly and finally, question 5. What do I enjoy doing during my free time? And one of them is just right now, podcasting. Another one is, well, I kind of already said it, with playing video games, watching anime and cartoons. One of those things I'm watching is Has Been Hotel, which I am loving right now. My partner and I, we're just sitting there watching Has Been Hotel, like, oh my god, like that one GIF. I'll insert it somewhere, but that one GIF of the guy with just his mouth is just wide open. He was like, oh, 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 something like that. I don't know, but yeah, more things I love doing on my free time is walking my dogs, giving them love. I do enjoy doing art, editing, making content, doing my hair, hanging out with my friends and partners. So yeah, those are the things I enjoy doing on my free time. I kept it to 5 questions because this is my first Q&A, and I just want to keep it simple, easy, you know. So yeah. So that concludes episode 2 of Talks with Mikah, the podcast. I will talk to you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, give me suggestions down below. And without further ado, well, I already said that, but you know what? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!